Sup, Flomos? Blazing Blue here, and as always, my heart's rolling around at the speed of sound. It's Monologue Monday, where various controversial topics are discussed. So get yourself a couple of chili dogs with the works, chill out wherever you are, and let's do it to it.
Oh yeah! This is happening!
Hello and welcome YouTube! Hope you are all having a cool and blue day. This is the first real video of this channel and I'm pretty excited about it. Commentating with me is my best friend in the entire world. Special guest, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi.
Hi! Okay, so our topic for Monologue Monday is a touchy one. It's a topic that I personally wanted to discuss and have been wanting to get out of the way so that from the get-go, people have a chance to decide for themselves whether you stay with this channel or decay. And this topic is one that many people figure about, but even fewer people actually step up and talk about it with dual perspectives in mind. It's about the current status and situation with Sonic in this day and age. It's the elephant in the room, or rather the hedgehog in the room, but either people simply spit hateful comments about Sonic, or they ignore it completely. It's like everyone lost hope, forgot what being a fan truly meant, or they fight about pointless things and making them big deal. I am ashamed to say that not only has our fan base become infamous for being one of the worst out there, if not the worst, but I'm also just disappointed and heartbroken. And honestly, I'm more confused as to how Sonic went from being one of the coolest iconic characters to date to the most made fun of characters in a matter of years. Even when you exclude painfully obvious factors like 06. I mean, granted, I wasn't cognizant of the fan base when Sonic was at its prime. I was young then, but I can't imagine that we were always known for starting wars about things like how demonic Sonic's new designs are. So at some point, we were an amazing community. So, what happened? Was there some diabolical assassin out for blood that wanted to bring down Sonic for something as measly as Sonic's eyes turning green? I really just don't understand why we're at war with ourselves and how it completely twisted outsiders' view of us. It certainly isn't just things like the fan art, despite what many people say about it, because all franchises have their hand in questionable stuff like that. I just don't see how one hedgehog can transform an entire population of fans into rampaging beasts. Well, actually, I can in some small way. Humans are passionate creatures, by nature, especially when it comes to defending or destroying an opinion. I mean, have you seen the YouTube comments lately? I can
Don't edit that out.
I won't.
I'm just kidding, I have no idea. I just want to say something already.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I can see people outside of fandom rolling their eyes and shaking their heads to how a lot of us act and wonder what possessed us. But the thing is, this sort of thing isn't exclusive to one fandom. Never, ever mistake that such redundancy cannot exist in other fandoms. There's always that one freak in every good fandom that spreads to the rest like a virus, infecting and corrupting what little goodness might be already perishing. But here's another thing, especially for you skeptics, it's not like we're all in the bandwagon of chaos, okay? There are sane fans in the Sonic fandom, and some of us are brave enough to speak our minds about how germinating other fans can be, and we try to bring them back to Earth, to reassess their behavior. From experience, sometimes this just isn't possible, and you have to let go, even when it hurts your heart. Lex, thoughts?
Okay, well first, I just want to say that what we were saying about the new design that is from switching from classic to modern.
Yeah.
That's not really a problem anymore, I would say. I never even realized until I think I read about it at some point that was ever even a problem to begin with. I can see why, just because it was a big change from really cute, simple design like you see in the OVA or CD.
Yeah.
And then it jumped to the I wouldn't call it punk, but it's more radical style that modern became an adventure.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like that's actually really a problem anymore. I mean, there are still people that are like, I really only like classic. I don't like modern, or I don't like classic, I like modern only. You know, there's still people that are like that, but I don't think that that design change is really a problem anymore.
That's funny that you say that because on YouTube, I have seen way more people say that they like classic over modern, and I don't. I've seen memes of the "oh no, his eyes are green," but
I don't know. I just don't think that people are really serious anymore about that. And also, of course, what you were saying about how there's a handful of really like weird fetish art and cringy kid anything of
Inflation.
a fandom. I mean, friggin' Minecraft, Five Nights at Freddy's,
My Little
Undertale, My Little Pony, Steven Universe, Adventure Time. I mean, anything is gonna have like, it's gonna be something that's really good, but there's still gonna be kids like that are just too young to know how to behave on the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just a handful of people. I mean, maybe the ones in the Sonic fandom they stand out more because it's animals.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, for instance, I have a couple of friends that are into My Little Pony. I'm not into it, and everybody in the entire world knows that there's like crazy psycho.
Yep.
Well, okay. Everyone in the world knows that there's those creepy My Little Pony fans, but that doesn't mean they're all like that, of course, because I know plenty of them that aren't, and it's just something they enjoy, and we're not all crazy, weird 12-year-olds screaming about how Sonic is the greatest thing in the universe on the internet.
Yeah.
No, we're like 19 and 24 and we're screaming about how awesome Sonic is on the internet.
Exactly.
But in a very civilized and educated manner.
Precisely.
Like, excuse me, good sir, but Sonic is more fast than Mario.
Oh.
I don't know. Now I'm just derping around.
That's okay.
It's just, it's hard, it's so obvious that not everybody's like that in every fandom, and everybody knows that because everybody is in a fandom that has those kids in it, and they think, oh, this fandom is the worst, why am I in it? Or, oh, the fandom is the worst, I'm not going to get into it even though I love this thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't go to the parts of the internet that have those weird people on it, personally, I haven't run into those people really.
Yeah. I haven't either. Only online.
So if you're not gonna run into them unless you are like them, I mean,
or looking for them.
That's how the world works.
I personally have never fully lost interest in Sonic, and when I did get into something else, I'd always come back to the Hedgehog, who started it all for me.
Yeah, me too.
Despite all the hatred for Sonic as a whole, it never once changed how I felt about my childhood hero and his friends. There was and always has been a spark about Sonic and his personality, from his voice in latter games to his way of thinking, and so much more that would take up an entire video just to mention. Never mind that when I was first introduced to Sonic that I was a young fangirl, even today I am mesmerized by his antics, his snark, and his sense of freedom. You don't have to be drooling over him to like these traits, you just have to respect and admire it. Without this Hedgehog, I wouldn't have liked the other characters in the franchise. Without his heroism, I never would have been inspired to better myself and mold who I am after him. Without the snark, I wouldn't have anything to joke about or even have a basic understanding about humor. My depression would sink lower than ever. And without the undying freedom, I wouldn't know what a free spirit even meant. In fact, hearing the words, as long as the voice inside me says go, I will always keep on running, in conjunction to trouble keeps you running faster, never made sense, and only made sense when I put the two together. In essence, you let nothing stand in your way when you fight for something. Sonic taught me a lot growing up, and still is to this day. It only grows when he makes new friends and enemies, because I get to see more reasons to love this spiky furball. I have an almost spiritual connection to the franchise because of how much it shaped who I am in my entire life. It's one fandom I never planned on leaving. Lex, do we share the same feelings about all this, or are your thoughts completely different?
Of course not. I mean, as a kid, I played the games, and somehow my brother knew more about it than I did. I don't even know I have no idea how he did.
Whoa.
He wasn't very into it. But I was like in 7th grade, I think, middle school, and of course, I was probably like 13 or 14, I don't know, whatever age 7th graders are. And of course, I was like a psycho fangirl. I only liked 2 characters, and all the other ones could screw themselves. But and then you get older, and you come back. I did. You come back to Sonic in high school, like the last couple years of high school. And just the last couple years of high school, I was the Sonic girl, and I like freaking every character except for, one. But yeah, that's a big change. You can't not return to Sonic. I mean, it's freaking Sonic.
Yeah.
I was into it in middle school, and the only reason... I mean, at no point did I even know that the fandom was ever considered cringy or anything until... I don't even know. Probably when I looked on Tumblr and then on YouTube, and everyone was making fun of... No, I don't even know. I have no idea at what point I realized people thought Sonic was a bad fandom, but I certainly didn't know so in general, so I guess that probably just influences the fact that I don't think that it is. And,
still boggles my mind for sure.
Yeah. The only reason that I stopped being so into it in middle school is because, well, I was a freaking middle schooler. I was jumping from fandom to fandom all the time.
Yeah.
And I just felt that there was so much I was never going to be able to comprehend. Like, I was watching some video where somebody was talking while they watched Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and they were talking about the comics, and I'm like, wait, there are comics, and this happened in there? What? I don't know what any of this is.
Yeah.
So I couldn't anymore. And then I got into Invader Zim, which, that's also great.
Yep.
There are certainly cringy parts of that fandom, even though it's a really cool show, and it's full of, like, punks and goth kids in the fandom.
Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from, because when I first became part of when I was first introduced into Sonic, it was probably back in 1999, 2000, because it was at least a year after Sonic Adventure came out. And ever since Sonic Adventure, I was huge. I was so into it that I got grounded from playing the game and also watching Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know how long it lasted after that. I think it lasted after my 10th birthday. I think I might have stopped at one point. I don't really know. It's kind of foggy and hazy. But I swear that I left it, and then I came back around 5th grade. Can't remember for the life of me what year that was. But I remember that it was 5th grade, and I remember walking into my 5th grade classroom, and somebody was playing Sonic Heroes. And up to that point, I had only seen Sonic Adventure and Sonic Shuffle. I didn't know how to use the internet back then, I think. And so
Not even Sonic Adventure 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel so sorry for you.
It's fine. I mean, I like SA2, but SA2 isn't that impactful for me.
Shadimi.
Yeah. Well.
So Tikal's in it a little bit, teeny bit, barely.
Yes. But
everything that matters.
Yeah.
Sonic, of course. But it's Silver. So that's the only flaw.
But I remember walking into that classroom and just having my mind blown. And I was like, wow, this looks awesome. It's a Sonic game. I want it. And I don't think I got it until like 3 years later. But I
just got it now.
Yeah. I played the hell out of Sonic Heroes. Like, oh my goodness. I went from epic Sonic fangirl to undying love for SBO. And it just went downhill. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? It's the voice, okay? But yeah, I mean, Sonic Heroes really also shaped my life, and it's almost impossible for me to say that they're both Sonic Adventure, Shuffle, and Heroes are not all one and the same, but they're not. And then after that, I don't know what happened. I guess I just naturally grew into other stuff like Halo, and somewhere down the line, I got interested again in high school, because before that was middle school. And I don't remember exactly what I was into. It might have been the same time, but I know that I was huge into Sonic in high school, and then I eventually switched from that to Naruto, and then it just slowly drifted off after that. And I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in the fandom after that, just for whatever reason. But then, as of within the last at least 3 years, I have really realized that this is where I want to be, and I've stayed put, and I'm not leaving again.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Especially because it's you're not like a 13, 14-year-old kid that's jumping around fandoms anymore.
Exactly.
You know, you're an adult, and you're like, you know what? Sonic is boss. I'm gonna stay here.
Hopefully the viewers clicked onto this video and stayed here listening because you share the same thoughts Lex and I do, which means we're all on the same page. And if
Sorry if I bored you, or if we bored you.
And if that is
it's true. Scripts, man.
Scripts.
Don't cut that out, man. I'm serious. Scripts.
Okay.
You should let them know. Scripts.
Okay.
Bad. Just like the color purple. I mean, not the movie. I mean,
what?
When you're trying to draw with purple, it's terrible. It's hard, and then your scanner doesn't like it. It's terrible.
Okay.
I don't know the struggle.
Yeah, because I'm not an artist. And if that is the case, then it boggles my mind further as to how our reputation grew so infinitely cringy. If you still have hope for Sonic and haven't given up on him like so many have, you'll be happy to know that this channel is dedicated to keep that flame of fandom lit. I am following in Sonic's footsteps, fighting just as hard as he does when he's battling Buttnick, fighting for what I love to inspire fans in any way that I can, to prevent people from just up and leaving. I may be one small person trying to perform a seemingly big action, but it's through these actions that I hope to encourage others to rise up. It's similar.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
I'm here too. Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm here too.
Script. It's similar to the chain that happens with acts of random kindness. If it is sincere, it spreads, and when it does, it doesn't stop for any reason. We could use more fist bumps and less knuckle sandwiches in this fandom. Reference. There is too.
Use the word knuckles.
Yeah. There is too much backtalk against the franchise as opposed to positivity, which leads to so many misconceptions from those outside the fandom, and fans with no hope that become just as much the haters from inside the fandom, thereby never wanting to talk about it again as if Sonic were some phase or guilty pleasure. People have become so cold-hearted that no one knows how to accept what was, what is, and what will be anymore. Too many whiners are all about what should be. It's sad, really, because anyone can fall prey to this way of thinking. True fans, which are few and far in between, only know just how special the franchise still is and can be in the future. People just see a decaying icon that should be laid to rest, but overlook that he is still alive and kicking. It's like assuming a middle-aged 25-year-old isn't still at their prime. All you see are wrinkles and think, oh, they're reaching that point in their life. Well, I guess I better treat them accordingly, instead of giving them further chances to prove just how healthy they truly are. I've always seen the ever-shifting medias as part of Sonic's constant moving personality. If the franchise were to stay where it was years ago, it'd stagnate and more people would give up on it for sure. More than the amount of people that have already given up on it now. It doesn't take nostalgic lensed spectacles to see what good there is in Sonic, so I'm not sure why the fandom has lost its status and has become reduced to a laughingstock. The fans that are yearning for good games again seem to have forgotten how to move forward, the very thing Sonic is ultimately known for. I'm not saying that we shouldn't reminisce on the good old days. That's all we really can do with how disappointed we are of the franchise and where it is going. I'm saying, put aside the criticism for a moment and just think. Has Sonic as a character changed? No. He's still lovably cocky, wonderfully adventurous, and forever free. That's never changed. That is what we should embrace, not simply a third installment of Sonic Adventure or bringing back his 2D self. If Sonic loses the traits that make up who he is, then we should worry and criticize the franchise for what it is trying to become. Let's just cool it, okay folks? Anyway, Lex, do you have something to say?
Sonic games continue to be aimed at a certain demographic, which allows for a lot of new, young fans to continue to come into the franchise. Maybe older ones leave or they don't. But I think a lot of what makes people think it's just a bunch of 13-year-olds being super cringy all the time with their crap that they do is that the franchise continually is getting younger fans. So as young fans grow and realize, okay, maybe I shouldn't be such a cringy ball of cringe, younger fans are replacing them, and it just continues to be that way. That's one theory anyways.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Very, very
Which,
vicious.
I don't know, I don't think it's bad, because they become better fans, and more fans the better. I'm not saying that I think that fetish art or anything of that sort is like particularly enjoyable at all. But I don't know, I guess I don't know what I'm saying. Just take what you want to take from it.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Every franchise has their fetish art and their cringy kid fans that just
need to stop.
Are very immature.
Yeah.
And stop picking on Sonic. Everybody has this fandom. It's the same thing with Steven Universe. I hear people that are like, oh, Steven Universe is terrible, the fandom is terrible. And I'm like, really? Because I haven't met anybody who's terrible, I haven't seen anybody who's terrible. All I see is like this really great art, whether it be their fan-made characters or not. All I see is like tons of really great art, and I watch the show, and it's an incredible show, very progressive and just incredibly enjoyable, just like Sonic is. It's entertaining, and it has themes maybe that you don't realize are there, but they're there, and it's good stuff. And
it's just like in Sonic.
That's what I just said.
I know. I was reiterating that. Our words may sound empty to the average fan, but to everyone else, it will matter to them, for better or for worse. This video is needed at the very start to gauge that people still care about the franchise beyond nitpicking it. I need to know all of you care enough about Sonic and that you are truly understand what Sonic really means, because too many people are twisting what Sonic truly represents. He isn't classic, he isn't modern, he's more than just being speedy, more than the content of the games being put out, and more than just a bunch of pixels. He's Sonic the Hedgehog. He is who he chooses to be, and that's what
he is God.
Wow, he is not Sonic.exe, dang it. Anyway.
Just kidding.
I know. He is who he chooses to be, and that's what both
the Iron Giant.
And that's what both divisions of fans have lost in the grand scheme of things, because all of us are victims to constantly smothering him with our own thoughts and opinions, instead of taking the time to think about what Sonic as a character would want based on who he already is. We've let our passions grow so out of control in the garden of our soul, and that the plants that represent our love for the fandom have become giant flesh-eating monstrosities. I think we need to go back to that garden and release our inner green thumb so that we can tame our passions, so that we can learn to do what Sonic knows best, to be cool, wild, and groovy. I know it's a long shot, but my dream is that one day the fandom will become great again, something that only most other fandoms could dream of. Sonic is too good of a franchise, despite all of its hideous blemishes, for it to hit rock bottom like it has. If people like me or Lex exist, Fervor and all people can still exist too. Sonic is still great. A lot of its greatness hasn't died, and people have just simply become blinded by so much slime and muck being spewed every which way that no one can see straight. We're all drunk on some kind of poison that has crippled the legs on which the fandom stands, or in this case, runs. and ultimately we're deaf to what really needs to be said. I earnestly hope that the words you guys have heard today impacted you in some small way. That's about all I have to say. You wanna say goodbye or something?
Aloha.
Wow. Okay, cool. I really enjoyed having you be here. And
I doubt it.
No, I really did. And
I don't contribute well.
But I still think the viewers will appreciate more than one perspective to chew on, though.
I don't know, we kind of shared the same view with you, sort of.
Sort of, but
in the future, I will ferociously debate you on many things.
Alright, that's it, you guys. I had so much fun making and editing this video. It was a blast. Thanks for watching, and remember, yeah, never stop following your rainbow. Until next time, stay being whip-ass cool. I've got some balls to smash. See you around. Time to juice. I'm up, over, and gone.
Hey, we should do this again sometime.
On the screen are social medias that you can find me lurking about, so don't hesitate to chat with me on one of them. I rarely miss a comment. The links are in the description for easier access for those using mobile devices. The question of the day is, how old of a Sonic fan are you? What game introduced you to the franchise? If this video had you wanting to kick some can, spin dash into that like button. Feel free to consider subscribing, and of course, leave a comment down below. I'm waiting.